This is Scott Welch, Muscle Insider Magazine. We're here in Columbus, Ohio with Jourdanne Lee. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Good. Now, you are Canadian through and through, born and raised in Toronto. So now you're a dual citizen, but we're going to go with the Canadian angle here. So
Okay.
look at, you are in Columbus, Ohio. What is the vibe like right now? Obviously getting prepped for the last few days before the Arnolds.
The vibe is cool, calm, and collected. I am just cool as a cucumber. I'm feeling good. I am ready to get on that stage and have my heels hit that floor and just do it. I'm ready.
Okay, now I understand they're doing COVID testing today and tomorrow for the athletes. What exactly is the process?
Yeah. So all today they're doing COVID testing for anybody competing. It was actually pretty quick and painless. A little bit uncomfortable, but the process itself was pretty quick. They just, you check in, you give them your ID, and the nurse, she uses a Q-tip about this big
Okay.
up your nose all the way, like pretty much to your brain, and swivels it around. And then that's it. It probably took 3 minutes,
Okay.
and we'll all get our results back this evening.
Okay, so now listen, we're going to do a share screen here, and we're going to go over some of the background here. In terms of contest history, this will be the first show of the year you've done, but 2020 you did 3 shows: Iron Games Pro, which you won; San Antonio Classic Pro, which you were 2nd; and Chicago Pro, which you were 4th. And then before that, 2019 in the fall, you were at 16th at Olympia. Now, this is your debut at the Arnold Sports Festival. So what can the fans expect? I mean, are you a bit nervous that this is like Arnold's show? This is the first time you've been on the stage at this show?
I'm actually not nervous. I've been mentally just getting in the zone and visualizing this the moment that I got word that I was invited. This is such a mental game. I mean, anything we do in life is mental, but I've literally been visualizing every single night, just me on that stage in front of the crowd, rather than me looking at the stage. It's quite different.
Sure.
But I'm feeling very, very good. The excitement is starting to build. It's one of those things that I've worked tirelessly this entire prep. I've left nothing behind to chance. So I know that I'm bringing a solid package, because I've given it absolutely everything I've got, which makes me feel very good and very, very proud. So I'm walking into this more proud already than anything, just based on how I was able to pull through this prep. So.
Okay. Now, what can fans expect from your physique that's changed? I mean, last year to this year, what have you done to fine tune your physique? Because this is Arnold Classic, Arnold Sports Festival. It's a different level than obviously the other tier pro shows.
Yeah, this is definitely the top of the top, the cream of the crop. This is upper echelon. This is the highest level that well, outside of the Olympia.
Sure.
This is another really, really huge show. This year compared to last year, a more mature physique, definitely fine-tuned, more streamlined, for sure. So we've been working on something really, really special, and I'm excited to show the world what we've been working on. So.
Okay, and then we've got Jennifer Dory is a good friend of yours, a fellow Canadian, also from Toronto. So
yes.
She's obviously going to be in the show. And Laura Lee Japatos from Montreal, now living in Miami. It seems like all of the
Yep.
Canadian talent is in the US now, obviously, because yourself, Laura Lee Chapados, and Jennifer Dory, three from Canada, all living in the US.
Yeah. 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 You know, well, with the frequency of shows, there are shows basically every single weekend.
Yeah.
From a travel perspective, it's just more economical, being on the state side. I live here, I actually live in Atlanta. I have dual citizenship, so I have American and Canadian citizenship. But just from like a travel perspective and going to all of the shows and such, for me as a coach, because I coach several athletes, it's easier for me to be there. Once the restrictions are lifted and more flexible, I do plan to spend some more time home because I miss it so much. So much. The last time I was home was August 2019.
Wow.
So I've been itching to get back home. My dad, he actually flew up from Toronto yesterday to Atlanta, and then he and my mom, they drove from Atlanta to Ohio, and they like literally just arrived like an hour ago. So I'm sure he has some Canadian goods for me, like the ketchup chips and the Timmy's coffee and stuff like that. No ketchup chips anytime soon, though. We have to handle our business on stage, but you know, there's just some stuff from back home that just like that nostalgia just hits differently. So
yeah. Well, there is a Tim Hortons in Columbus, Ohio, believe it or not.
there is.
Yeah.
There is. I gotta hit it. Maybe on Sunday morning, I can grab a Timmy's coffee. I have to hold out on the Timbits and the Boston cream donut, but it's okay. We'll get that after the Olympia.
That's right. And so we will see you at the Olympia as well?
Yes, you.
Excellent. Yes, very good. Okay, so listen, wanted to ask you just a question. I mean, I see you've got a t-shirt on, you've got a hoodie on, jean jacket on, you're in a hotel room. I'm sure it's not freezing in Columbus, but what goes on now at the level that you're at in terms of, are you drying out? Is the idea that you have to tighten up further? What goes on right now for the next 48 hours?
Yeah, totally. So it really, and this is everybody's favorite answer, it depends on the person and the physique and how their prep was and what their body's doing. So me specifically, and I could talk about both scenarios, but me specifically, we started prep on April 1st, which was over 20 weeks ago.
Wow.
And we started slow and steady. So if we hit any snags or anything like that, we'd be able to recover. So I'm already coming in ready and conditioned in regard to water manipulation and sodium. Everything is staying consistent. So I'm not doing anything to push any water out. I'm not loading nothing. My water's been consistently at 160 ounces, and it's going to stay that way up until show day. And show day I'll sit. I'm just naturally, I like to be cozy. But no, I'm not doing any manipulations to my body. What I do like to do just regularly is I like to sleep in a very cold climate because it helps me reach a deeper sleep and it helps me stay sound asleep, and sleep is very important for recovery. I highly suggest everyone do this. It doesn't matter what fitness level you're at. I think that it's very important for everybody to get ample rest so they can recover internally and externally. And one of the ways to do that is by dropping the temperature at nighttime when you sleep.
Yeah.
So there's that. But you know, some people, and it also depends on the division, right? So for bikini, the sort of conditioning that they're looking for, it is not as extreme as some of the other divisions, right? So some of the other divisions, their 48 hours may be much different going into the show than me, because the required conditioning is much more elevated, right? So some people utilize, drying out or pushing water out things of that nature. For me, I'm already in shape. I'm on time. Our peak is going right as scheduled. And for those people who aren't sure what your peak is, it's basically your body coming in right on time to reach its peak optimal shape for show day. So we're on schedule. And when you're on schedule, you don't want to change anything. You want to keep everything as consistent as possible. So that's what we're doing. So I'm just cruising in. We are increasing my food a little bit to fill me out. So what my coach is doing is she's just giving me bits and bits and bits of more carbs. And I'm keeping my food sources the same. I'm not going out and eating a burger or cake or sweets or anything like that. I'm still eating, my sweet potatoes, my Japanese sweet potatoes and my chicken and my clean sources, just increasing the amounts so we can fill out slow and steady. So by Saturday, my muscle bellies are full and round and pop and my lines are all there. So for me, it's really more right now just eating, staying off my feet and resting until Saturday, which is show day.
Okay, so now this is 2019 Olympia photo of you. Looking at yourself in this photo, what have you worked on since that show that we're going to see this weekend?
Everything, literally from head to toe. From a physique perspective, we worked on building more muscle from top to bottom. I am taller, so I require more muscle as it is. So, a lot of compound movements, a lot of squatting, thrust, a lot of overhead shoulder presses, everything just to build as much as we could have, and lots of food, lots of sleep, stretching, mobility, not just training in the gym, but taking care of my body outside of the gym has been extremely critical. Sleep. I can't stress how important that is for recovery and for growth. Oh, it's so important. If I could give advice to those out there that are looking to improve their physique or grow muscle, it's eat whole nutrient dense foods that are good for you, that make you feel good when you eat them, that fuel you in the gym, and get as much sleep as you can. Just more than 7 hours if you can, within your lifestyle. And water is critical as well. At least a gallon a day. You want to make sure that everything is operating well, and that you're feeling good and that you're performing good. So we've put on muscle from top to bottom. In regard to my posing, I have worked very hard on the grace element of my posing. So I'm a super tomboy and I wasn't always the most graceful. So everything from, how my hands are positioned, just how my body moves, how my body is coordinated, all of those things I've worked very, very hard to bring a composed package that's appealing to the eye and that's easy on the eye and nice to look at,
Now, given that this is the Arnold Classic, we have some of the best physiques in the entire world. 3-time Miss Olympia Bikini, Ashley Kaltweiser, Jennifer Dory, runner-up on the Olympia, obviously Laura Lee Chapatos. We have some phenomenal bikini competitors. What would you be happy with, given that this is your Arnold Classic debut in terms of placings?
So I'll say this, I am not coming to lose. And there's only one other thing to do, which is to win. And that's what I'm here to do. And I won't be satisfied until I do that. So
I like it.
That's that, I'm ready. I've been preparing for this moment, and I plan to really, show everybody something special. So We're coming to win. That's
I like it. I like it. Now, where can fans get a hold of you, follow you, all that good stuff?
Totally. So you guys can follow me on Instagram at JOURDANNE__. And you can also find me at www.fitbodyfusion.com. We are totally cool, an amazing family, and we do it all: prep, competition, lifestyle transformation. So check us out.
There you have it. Jourdanne Lee, thank you very much for taking time for us today.
Thank you for having me.